Woman loses toenails after fish pedicure. Fish spas that are supposed to rid your feet of old, dead skin can apparently take out your toenails too. It's a disturbing medical case that happened to one US woman in her 20s, according to a case report published by her doctor. The unlucky female had apparently gone to get a fish pedicure, letting the tiny fish gnaw on her toe gunk. 6 months later, she noticed her toenails had stopped growing and were beginning to fall off, a condition known as onychomedesis. The woman had no pain or previous trauma, no family history of nail disorders, and no other medical issues, leading her dermatologist to suspect the fish spa is the likely culprit. It's not exactly clear how the fish effed up the lady's nails, but they aren't exactly sanitized in between feedings, and they've been known to carry harmful bacteria. The water in the spa tubs are also filled with microbes, not just because of the fish, but from the countless nasty feet that have been in them. Doctors say the woman's nails will grow back, but not for a long time, since toenails only grow a millimeter a month on average. So yeah, maybe you want to stay away from toenail snatching Dr. Fish pedicures. You might want to stay away from these too.
Whatever you do, stay away from this plant. Virginians are being warned to keep their eyes out for the giant hogweed plant, which can cause third-degree burns and even blindness. 30 of the deadly plants were recently found at a site in Clark County, according to Virginia Tech's Massey Herbarium, although they've been known to grow in other states. Giant hogweeds are huge and invasive. They grow up to 14 feet and have sharply lobed leaves, umbrella-shaped white flowers, and hollow, hairy, purple splotched stems. Their sap contains toxins called furanocoumarins, which can make human skin hypersensitive to sunlight. If not washed and covered immediately, the skin can develop itchy, burning blisters with scarring, discoloration, and sometimes persistent sun sensitivity that can last years. The sap has also been known to cause temporary or permanent blindness when it comes in contact with the eyes. Experts strongly advise against taking out the plant with a weed whacker since the sap could splatter and spread. Physical removal or the use of herbicides is a much more effective, not to mention safer option, or just call it in and leave it to the pros. Food may influence cancer growth. Love asparagus? Then you might not want to hear this. A new study looking at mice with an aggressive form of breast cancer found that tumors struggled when the nutrient asparagine was missing from their diets. Asparagine is found in asparagus, poultry, seafood, and many other foods. It is an amino acid, a key building block of protein. Cambridge scientists found that when mice were given a low asparagine diet or asparagine-blocking drugs, tumor growth struggled in the mice. In the future, cancer therapies could be improved by modifying a patient's diet or by using drugs that change the way tumor cells can access nutrients. The findings still need to be confirmed, so in the meantime, enjoy that asparagus.
Don't kiss your pet turtles, okay? Pet turtles are being blamed for causing an outbreak of human salmonella infections in 13 U.S. states. 37 people from 13 states have been infected with Salmonella agbeni that's been linked with pet turtles. According to the CDC, all turtles carry salmonella bacteria, even if they look healthy and clean. The bacteria can even end up in the water they swim in. Kissing the turtles or placing them near the mouth can contaminate humans with the bacteria. The FDA has banned selling and distributing turtles with shells less than 4 inches long as pets since 1975. The CDC also recommends that households with young children should not keep turtles or reptiles as pets.
Parasites and bacteria like lurking in hotel pools. You know, all people do is number 1 and number 2 at hotel pools, right? Ew. According to the CDC's Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report, hotel pools and hot tubs were linked to a third of all swimming-related disease outbreaks between 2000 to 2014. During that time, a total of 493 outbreaks linked to chlorinated or treated water were reported in 46 states and Puerto Rico. In total, the outbreaks led to over 27,000 illnesses and 8 deaths. Cryptosporidium, also known as crypto, Pseudomonas, and Legionella were responsible for many of the outbreaks. Crypto is a parasite that can survive even in properly maintained pools. Pseudomonas and Legionella are bacteria that can survive disinfectants in slimy areas of hot tubs, pools, and water parks. The CDC report also outlined tips on how to protect from germs while at the pool. The most common sense one being, don't drink the water, Einstein.
pollution can stress you out too. New research from China may explain the connection between air pollution and heart disease, stroke, and an increased chance of death. A study from China's Fudan University says that long-term exposure to air pollution can boost stress levels, alter metabolism, and increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. Scientists placed 55 students in 2 groups with functioning and malfunctioning air purifiers inside student dormitories in Shanghai. They observed them for over 12 days before swapping the purifiers, then tracked the students for another 9 days. Students exposed to dirtier air had increased stress hormones, blood sugar, high blood pressure, poor response to insulin, and other ailments. All of these can result in cardiovascular disease, stroke, and diabetes. Students in the group with cleaner air, which meant exposure to only half the amount of pollution, were all found to have had a reduction in stress levels. It's worth pointing out that Fudan University is one of the most prestigious and, as a result, uber-selective state schools in China. And only something like 0.2% of the millions of prospective university students get in each year. And that's after working through a vexing state education system and before putting in the actual university work. Point being, it might not just be the air that's affected the students' stress levels.
Do not use these. Earlier this week, Hawaii passed a bill to ban sunscreen containing the common chemicals oxybenzone and octinazate. The bill follows research suggesting sunscreen with such chemicals that don't stick to human skin can hurt coral. Oxybenzone and octinazate can cause genetic damage to coral and other organisms living in the ocean. However, mineral sunscreen that uses zinc oxide or titanium dioxide are still allowed as they block UV rays while remaining environmentally friendly. But how do you know what sunscreen is the mineral kind? Easy. Look for the labels that say naturally sourced and fragrance-free and check the ingredients. In a response to the bill, Hawaii Senator Mike Gabbard said he believes Hawaii is doing the right thing by banning chemical-based sunscreen. He also added the bill will make a huge difference in protecting coral reefs, marine life, and human health.